and gentlemen, it's time for the Benny Hill Show.
Good evening. Well, I must say, it's very, very nice to be back with you once again. Since I was last with you, I had a short holiday on the continent, and I was surprised over there to find out how many people speak English. And this, I think, is because they, on the continent, show their television language programs at peak hours. And as a matter of fact, there's one just going on now, and we are linked up with Eurovision, with the Eurovision link, and I think, yes, they are ready. We're going over now for the English language lesson coming from the Ulster University in Hamburg.
Guten Abend, meine Damen und Herren.
Good body every evening. And a special welcome to all the British gentle and ladies men who are watching this television show in the privy of their own home. Tonight, my assistant, Fräulein Kramp, and myself shall speaking in useful, everyday, vernacular, useful everyday English phrases, and the pupils here in the glass shall write in the books the equivalent in German. And pupils, I want the written right, I don't want it written rotten. Bitte schön, kommen Sie hier.
Nicht unter eine Nelly.
Nicht kommen? Was ist das? Das ist nicht Deutsch. Ich hab gedacht, eine Klange mit dieser großen Dummkopf. Kommst du hier, Fräulein Kramp, bitte schön. Here we are with the useful everyday phrases.
I am a German girl. I am 19 years of age.
I am a German boy. I am 20 years of age.
You are joking.
I am joking.
I live in Altona. I am very pretty.
She lives in Altona. She is very pretty. I live in Harburg. I am very handsome.
He lives in Harburg.
Did you get home all right last night?
Yes, I got home all right last night.
I am glad.
It was no thanks to you.
Last night I was a little squiffy.
Last night you were blind, stinking, drunk.
I shall come to your house this evening.
My mother will be in the house this evening.
Your mother is an old crow.
I am very angry with you.
She is very angry with me.
I am picking up the vase.
She is picking up the vase. What shall you do with the vase?
I shall break the vase over your head.
I am rapidly leaving the room. She has hit me around the ear hole.
I have hit him round the ear hole. What will you do now?
I shall say good night to all our British viewers. Good night, viewers.
Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, at the recent television festival at Montreux, the commercial break entry was won by Germany with these three rather familiar-looking commercials. Hier in Bad München, die differenten Hausfrauen getreien eine Stück Taste-Test. Und ich habe hier Frau Klinker. Frau Klinker, denkst du kannst ein Stück von Butter?
Ja, ich will da.
Und du will accept the 5-Mark-Challenge?
Ja, accept it nicht.
Okay, wir gehen. Ja, es ist richtig. Aber 4 out of 5 people can nicht tell the difference.
Grete!
Otto, this man have given me 5 Mark.
5 Mark und wer ist das?
Vergangene Kamerad mit dem Postwagen in Juden.
In der Caravan?
Ja, this is mein Husband.
Ja, seine Frau can tell the difference. So, if du kannst tell Stück von Butter, der ist 5 Mark für du. Das ist Stück.
Ja, ich habe Rasieren mit der Oder Shave Blades, aber wenn ich rasieren mit der oder einer, oder vielleicht einer, ich habe always der 5 o'clock shadow. Meine Fräulein hat always das Stubeltrubel. Konsequentlich, ich habe nicht Fräulein. Aber today, ich utilisiere der Prosit Shave Blade. Und ich habe eine Fräulein. Diese Fräulein ist so schön mit der kleinen Körsem und der großen Bösem. Und es ist all danke to Prosit Shave Blade. Der Shave Blade mit 3 Holen in der Mitte.
Hi da, ich bin in der Haus der Frau Dunkel und seiner Tochter. Er hat ihn getestet, der neue Waschenpowder Oshmo. Was ist das, Frau Dunkel?
Ja, weil ich habe vor der 3 Wochen waschen mit Oshmo und ich habe der erste Woche notiert, in mein Waschen ist mehr weißer und breiser und viel. Und der nächste Woche es ist mehr breiser. Es ist weißer denn weiß. Meine Kamipanzes, gucken meine Kamipanzes. Und in der letzten Woche es ist breiser still. Das ist der guckende Bussenhalter auf meinem
Danke. Und nicht vergessen, für Weißness mit Preisness geht ein Oshmo. Even Weiß Nylon. Komm auf Weiße.
Good evening, hello viewers. I'm speaking to you this evening from the BBC Research Department. And with me now is the Chief Researcher, Mr. Frederick Scuttle.
Good evening, sir.
Hello, Mr. Scuttle.
Good evening, viewers.
Now, Mr. Scuttle, we've heard a great deal about audience measurement.
Yes.
Would you like to estimate exactly how many people you think are watching this show now?
We estimate, sir, 59 million, sir.
But the entire population's only 50 million.
Some watch more than others.
But of course, you only investigate a small percentage of these, don't you?
Yeah, but even so, sir, we have a very high degree of authenticity, sir.
I see. Well, of course, you must use highly skilled investigators for the job.
Oh, indeed, yes, they have to go out to meet people, you know, they have to be able to talk to people man to man in their own language, you understand, sir,
I
yes.
see. They're expected to interview them in the vernacular.
If that is where they are, sir, that is where they will interview them. They may have to shout, but they'll get through, sir.
Now, Mr. Scuttle, I notice behind us this
Yes.
very impressive-looking graph. What exactly does it show?
I will demonstrate, sir. Hang on, sir. You see, this, sir, demonstrates, you see, the number of shows the BBC put out last year, sir.
I see.
Yes, sir.
What accounts for this very steep rise in June, Mr. Scuttle?
Ah, yes. Well, that is my secretary, sir, you see, Miss Goosehead. You see, she was making up the graph, you see, along here, you see. Whilst leaning forward, I'm walking slowly backward, you see. When I happen to be stood about there, sir, you see, and I accidentally and inadvertently bumped into her, sir, causing the sharp rise in the room.
Yes. Well, now, Mr. Scuttle, you're responsible for the entire BBC television output,
Yes,
aren't you?
yes,
Not
yes.
just light entertainment.
The whole lot, sir. You see, over here, sir, top of the tops. You see, I advise on that side by people like Julie Rogers, Roy Orbison.
Jean Pitney?
Her as well, sir. I know them on the play, sir. Only last week I was passing Studio 3, sir. There's a girl coming through the French windows in the studio there, sir. She had the jodhpurs on, sir, the riding hat and the riding crop, splattered with mud. She says, "Mummy, Daddy, I have come from the meet." I had to tell her, sir, I have come for the meet. Fresh out of radar, sir. She didn't know, sir. Then this other fella comes on, sir. He says, "I'm the Borough Surveyor. I'm going to set my theodolite." I had to stop him, sir. No naked flames are allowed in the studio, you see. You have to tell him, you know.
And, Mr. Scuttle, who's responsible for putting the shows out?
Hugh and I. That's a good name for a show, that, isn't it? Oh, yes. Oh, I must remember that. No, sir. So Hugh, Carlton Green and I. So we'd like to do the one show, you see, and if we think it's a good one, and we run it into a series, you see.
And if you don't think it's good?
Oh, well then, sir, we don't show it, you see, sir.
Oh, I see. You scrap it.
No, we don't scrap it, sir. We save it to show would-be producers, you see, how not to put a show together, you see.
I must say I'd rather enjoy seeing some of those shows that never made it.
Would you, sir? I'll get young Tom Sloan to show one or two for you,
now?
sir. Yes, he's on the... Yeah, come and sit down there, sir.
Yeah?
Yeah, won't be a second. I'll get into... They're here on the thing. I'll just switch on. I'll get it done right through.
Well, thank you, Mr. Scuttle. I expect you're as fascinated as I am. I'm sure you're as interested as I am to see some of these shows that never actually reached your screens. Yes, I think they're ready now, so let's just sit back and enjoy them, shall we?
Good evening. We are starting our series tonight with songs from around the world with the international globe-trotting folk singer with the true ethnic sound, Ivor Burls.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to start off this evening with a very wonderful African song. Now, you probably know it as Marion Makiba's famous Click song. And a lot of the African people say that a non-African cannot sing Marion Makiba's Click song, as it is terribly difficult to pronounce. But after years of study, I managed to acquire the manner in which it is done. Here it is then, Marion Makiba's famous Click song. Il ina ilecha utwane ilecha ilina utwane aya olena mal atwane ilina ilecha. What the hell are you doing there?
Hello. In the television studios in Heidelberg is Baron von Feidel, member of one of the oldest aristocratic families in Europe. Now, as his command of English is somewhat limited, or so he tells us, the Baron has asked that the questions be numbered, and he has his answers prepared, I believe, and also numbered. Yes, so I think now that we could fire away with the first question. Hello, Baron. How are you?
Was? Was los?
Oh, how are you, Baron?
Number one.
There seems to be something a little bit wrong. I think we'll just carry on with question number 2.
Yeah, that's number 1.
Is it true that you're coming to England soon?
I am very well, thank you.
Yes, is it true that this time you will be marrying your fiancée, Lady Selma?
Yes, and I hope to see much more this time than I was able to see on my last visit. There are several interesting and out-of-the-way places I would like to visit. I would have visited them on my last trip, but I was not given the opportunity.
Baron, where are you going to spend your honeymoon?
Yes, I hope so.
Well, now, Now, Baron, changing the subject, I believe that you have the only herd of Macedonian camels in captivity. Tell me, where do you keep them?
In a small hotel in Eastbourne. The ozone there is beautiful. You know, you get the smell of the sea and all sorts of nice smells there.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, is there anything that you would like to find in England that you didn't find the last time you were here?
140,000 square miles of desert, you see. That is where my camels are roam freely, you see.
Is there anyone that you would like to talk to on your next trip?
Yes, Albert Hall. Never been there.
I believe that by your first marriage, Baron, you have got 2 children.
Yes, they are Sir Alec Douglas Hume and Mr. Harold Wilson.
Will you be bringing them with you?
Unfortunately, the eldest one has got the whooping cough. And the little fat round one has got a nappy rash.
Thank you and good night, Baron.
I won't be bringing them with me.
I don't know what he's talking about.
Thank you and good night. Bye, Luz. Ich ist meine Schule.
Round Britain Poetry tonight comes from Dalton Abbott and introduces for the first time on television one of the West Country's most prolific poets, Ted Tingle. Tonight he brings a poem with a story, the story of an old man who finds it's never too late for a dream to become reality. Here then with the old fiddler is Ted Tingle.
It was market day in the village and the crowd round the stores was quite dense. But what caught my eye was a stall piled high with a musical instrument. And up the store come a little old man. His toe clothes was all tattered and thin, but his face come alight as his eyeballs caught sight of a beautiful old violin. He held it up to the dealer, saying, "How much is this one then?" He replied, "It's a Stradivarius, my man. That'll cost you £4.10. "I can't afford that," said the little old man, and a lump came into my throat. I was feeling quite chuffed, and so I stuffed in his hand a 10-shilling note. A crowd had gathered behind us, so I quickly went round with his hat. When we'd finished, I'd found I collected £5, so I took my 10-shilling back. Well, we give the dealer the money, and the old man, so shabbily dressed, picked up the violin, stuck it under his chin, and he played like a man possessed. He played fugues and cantatas, and oratoritos too, by composers like Johann Sebastian Bach, to mention only a few. He played waltzes by Strauss and D. Floydemorse, and tales from the Vienna Woods. Then Tchaikovsky's Piano Concerto, but he didn't play that quite so good. "Well done," cried the crowd when he finished, and they gently patted his head. But the excitement was too much for the little old man, who unfortunately dropped down dead. Well, we give the dealer the fiddle and took back our £4.10. Then we picked up the old man, and we laid him to rest in the cemetery down by the glen. But sometimes at night, when the moon do shine bright, if I should wander that way up over the hill, it seems that still I can hear the old man play. Yes, the words of that popular song ring true. For though the old man is gone, yes, though the song has ended, the melody lingers on.
Good evening. Tonight we present for the first time on BBC TV Continental Cabaret. We hope during this series to bring you some of the finest performers from the European cabaret scene. Our first guests in this program offer you a Tyrolean Kippisch dance. So here now, complete with lederhosen, are that popular Austrian couple, Fritz and Chip.